As I walked out of there, I realized I had entered another dimension. This is what happened. There was a bus route I always avoided, but that night I had no choice. It was pouring rain, and my car decided to quit on me right after I finished my night shift. There was no one around, just the old Route 22 bus, which stopped in front of me as if it had been waiting. The driver, an older man with gray hair and a vacant stare, barely nodded as I got on. There were only 3 passengers, an elderly woman sitting up front, staring out the window without blinking, a tall man wearing a long coat that covered his face, and a young girl with headphones who seemed asleep. I took a seat in the middle, trying to ignore the uneasy feeling that came over me as soon as I stepped in. The bus pulled away, and the sound of rain pounding on the metal grew louder. I realized that no matter how hard I tried to see through the windows, all I could see was darkness, as if we were traveling through an endless tunnel. The silence was thick, broken only by the occasional creak of the seats or a barely perceptible sigh. The elderly woman in front of me began mumbling something. I wanted to ask if she was okay, but something held me back. A voice inside whispered not to. So I just listened, and what she said chilled me to the bone. They return every anniversary of the accident. The atmosphere became charged with static, and a sense of impending danger hung in the air. The temperature dropped until my breath formed vapor. The girl with the headphones raised her head, her eyes completely black, and locked onto mine. I wanted to scream, but my voice was stuck in my throat. The man in the coat stood up abruptly and walked toward the back door. He didn't open it, he just vanished, as if he had melted into the darkness. The old woman kept mumbling, and now I could make out her words. It was a countdown. "What's going on here?" I finally shouted, looking at the driver through the rear-view mirror. His face lit up with a smile that didn't reach his eyes, which stayed fixed on the road that didn't exist. "It's the anniversary," he said in a raspy voice, as if he were speaking from the bottom of a well. "The anniversary of what?" I asked, though part of me already knew the answer. "The day we left," said the girl with the headphones, her voice a distant echo. Then I understood. The bus, the passengers, the driver, had been gone in an accident that had happened years ago. I was trapped in some sort of limbo with souls that couldn't find rest. Fear paralyzed me as the countdown reached 0. The elderly woman turned to me, her face blurred into a gray mist, and whispered, "Now, you're one of us." The darkness closed in on me, and I felt like I was falling into a bottomless abyss. When I opened my eyes, I was alone on the bus, parked exactly where I had boarded, but it was daylight, and the rain had stopped. I stumbled out, looking around. Everything seemed normal, but a crumpled newspaper on the sidewalk caught my eye. The front page reported a bus accident on Route 22 on that exact day, but many years ago. I never took that bus again or went near that route. Sometimes, when the anniversary approaches, I hear whispers in the rain and feel that same electricity in the air. I know they're out there, waiting, trapped in their endless journey. And I fear that one day, they'll ask me to join them once more.